Hello and welcome back to On a Friday. It's episode 3, baby. Uh, I'm Matt and
I'm drunk.
I'm here with Andrew. And today we're discussing Bloc Party, post-punk revival band, their debut album, Silent Alarm. So this week was Andrew's choice, and I for once know nothing about this album, so I'm going to be taking a back seat on this one for the most part, and he's going
I'm
to have
not
all the
here.
information.
This isn't happening. Okay. You wanna go right into life news, life update?
Well, I have been doing a whole lot of nothing. I feel like I'm getting to a point where I need to get a job, make some money. Uh, it's funny. Yesterday, there was this the doorbell rang at my house, and
Mm.
I answered it, and it was one of those people who was like, "Oh yeah, would you like to buy some of these religion books?" And I tend to give these people like benefit of the doubt, and just like at least talk to
Mormons.
them and stuff. But like, it's so much to be like, I don't have any way to pay for these books that you're trying to give me, you know.
Mormons.
Mormons. I don't think it was a
Mormons.
Mormon, but like, yeah, he gave me
Oh.
one of the books for free, and it was like a tiny thing. So that was
Yeah.
nice, but
Like a pamphlet.
doubt I'm gonna touch it.
I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you what's been happening on my end. I put out a little thing
You
where
did.
yeah, for mixing commissions. I mix music. I mean, I'm a musician first and foremost, but I can do mixing for other people. And my prices are prices.
Where can they find your prices?
Where can you find my prices? At I am the error. Add underscores to each word
Yes,
after
at I
to do that
underscore
accordingly.
am underscore the underscore error underscore. No, not underscore.
Don't ask
The
me
last
why I came
underscore
up
is
with
not
that
there.
name specifically. Don't ask. Doesn't matter. That's aside the point. The point is I have those out.
Yes,
Took a lot of willpower to get that out. It's terribly anxious afterwards.
should be his pinned tweet. So if you're interested in that, that's he'll do that for you.
But yeah,
Otherwise,
that's pretty much it. And I had some bubble tea that day. That was it.
nice. Otherwise, for me, it's been a lot of intaking content. I finished watching Naruto with my friends, which has been an undertaking that we've been doing for a year, and so I'm moving on to binging Boruto, and then when I catch up with that, I'll probably go back to watching the second half of the X Files because I binged half of that in like a month. But yes, been binging a lot of stuff. I just feel like we're in the era of like everyone's constantly binging shows, especially like during breaks from classes and work, and they just when you have time, I only, I
Yeah,
only
yeah,
have so much time.
yeah. I get that. I've been binging with Babish too.
Can we move on to news?
Muse. Muse announces Origin of Symmetry anniversary remix, but spelt weirdly, like a stupid, edgy Xbox Live username.
What are you talking about?
XX. I mean that they spelt it. They spelt it so weirdly. Hold up. Let me pull this up again because I wrote that I just wrote that it was simply titled like there's like an XX at the end of the Muse thing. Hold up.
What is this, Elon Musk's child?
Probably the sequel.
Or I guess since this is a music podcast, it'd be Grimes' child.
It's called XX Anniversary Remix with another X at the end.
Nice.
Are they paying homage to homage? I mean, or to fucking was it? They
XX
have a fucking movie
Tentacion?
called XXX.
No.
What?
Thought
No,
you
I was thinking like the movie from like with like Van Diesel in it. I think I believe or like I don't know. They're all bald. XXX Return of yeah. Hold up. Who is it? Who the
this is
fuck is
the
it? Yeah, it's
least
Vin Diesel.
organized we've ever been.
It doesn't matter. The
It doesn't
excuse is
matter.
that
You're
we're
right.
trying to fix our schedule. It's
Yeah,
like a broken
so
sleep schedule,
we
and we're like half awake.
the plan initially was we release one of these every Friday, and the good plan would be to also record them Friday because we record them live in a Discord group. Should I share what Discord group?
Not yet.
Okay, we record them live in a Discord group, and have just a couple people listen in if they want to at the time. But the plan was we should do that on a Friday, and release it the following Friday so that it's on a Friday, regardless if you're listening live or listening when it comes out, right? But first couple weeks we had like scheduling conflicts, including today. So we're trying to fix it. So it hasn't been very long since we recorded the last one. So there's not a lot of news that has happened, but we found some things. So
Post news revival.
post news revival. Please continue.
Fresh performance from Black Country New Road. It's an ABBA cover.
Sorry, what's it called?
Mamma Mia.
Oh, I thought it'd be a deeper cut than that. But yeah,
I don't know. I
I'm a
don't
big
know.
ABBA fan.
I
That
haven't
that
heard
that ought
it.
to be good.
Tame Impala announces like a tease to their new tour. Apparently, Car Seat Headrest releases an EP titled "Mad Low Influences," and that is literally all the news I have. Because oh wait, Beach Fossils and Wild Nothing announced fall 2021 tour. That's it. That's all I have. Literally, no time has passed.
Nice. Well,
Yes.
there were some pretty big releases and albums on the pop scene. Taylor Swift announced that she's releasing Red, Taylor's version, the second in her series of re-releases after she lost the rights to the original masters of her first six albums to Scooter Brown when he acquired Big Machine Records. So she began re-recording and re-releasing those first six albums, and eventually I'm sure she'll do all of them. This is the second of them that she'll be releasing.
Isn't that releasing? Wait, did you say it was releasing in November?
I don't know when it's releasing, but
Oh, well, I read that it was releasing in
it
November,
might be releasing in November.
which is almost that's like 5 months from now. What
Yeah.
a fucking weird album rollout.
I
My
mean,
personal take.
she's been freaking pumping out albums. Like she released two studio albums last year,
Yeah,
plus
without telling anybody.
plus the first Taylor's version. I don't remember if that came out early this year or late last year too. But like that probably took as I mean, without the writing process, that probably took as much time as a studio album. So she's just pumping out music as if she's a 70s rock artist.
God damn. God
her
damn.
her released her debut studio album, Back of My Mind. The Killers released a new single. It's a re-recording of their 2009 song, A Dustland Fairy Tale. This time it's just called Dustland, and it features Bruce Springsteen. So that's an interesting collaboration, and that's all I got.
That is so strange. Why? Why would you want to remake a song from 2000, like a decade ago?
Because Bruce Springsteen wants it. Look, man, if
Burn!
okay,
What?
if Bruce
Yeah.
Springsteen came up to you and was like,
In the
"Hey,
USA!
oh my God, what are you doing?" If Bruce Springsteen came
I'm
up to
derailing
you,
this one slowly.
if Bruce Springsteen came up to you and was like, "I want to collaborate with you," and you were like, "Okay, we should get to writing," and he's like, "No, I want to do one of your old songs," would you tell him no?
I'll tell him to make Born in the USA too.
What? What is this album? What is Silent Alarm?
What is Silent Alarm? That's you know what? That's the name of the episode. That's the name of the episode. This is a silent alarm. This whole episode has been a silent alarm.
What is
Whatever that
Silent
means. What
Alarm?
the fuck is a block party anyway?
What is Block? Yeah, who is
Is that a
Block
Wii
Party and what
game?
is Silent
Wasn't
Alarm?
wasn't Block Party a fucking Wii game?
Was it?
I have no idea. Okay, so Block Party is released by UK band Block Party, and it was released in 2005. It had a couple singles released, and Banquet from the album is probably their most popular single. And then they made a bunch of other albums that were never as good as their first. So you could theoretically say that their first album was their best hits album, unfortunately. Not to say that they haven't released anything good afterwards. But I haven't listened to them after Silent Alarm, so I don't know what to say. Recently, they did a tour. I say recently-ish, where they toured the entirety of Silent Alarm and played it live, and that got also released.
That's
No
cool.
idea how well that did, but
That's cool.
and
And I know artists do that occasionally. I think a couple years ago, Styx did a tour where they did all of Grand Illusion and Pieces of Eight. There are plenty of like tribute bands around that do stuff like that, where they'll do a whole album and then just a couple like greatest hit songs.
Weezer, Weezer did something like that for like I think the Blue Album or Pinkerton, like about a decade ago, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, to my knowledge, this is their debut album, and their producer, Paul Epworth, later worked a lot with Adele. And actually, he worked on a few Paul McCartney songs on Paul's 2013 album New, but this is some of his earliest work.
Very interesting. I think I remember reading a little bit about that, but not remembering exact details. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yes,
All right, let's jump into it. Let's
let's
just
jump
jump into
into a
it.
track
Let's
by
jump
track
into it.
breakdown. I will warn you, I tried to keep up with like how many singles there were and like when they were released in like compared to each other. I got kind of lost because like some of them were like re-recorded earlier singles or like appeared on their EP Little Thoughts a few months after the album came out. So I don't know. It may get confusing when I'm trying to say what single
Oh
something
yeah,
is, but we'll see.
that that reminds me. The album we're reviewing is the U.S. version
Yes, the US version because it has an
because
additional track.
yeah, because we're bloody Americans and we aren't from the UK.
We don't want your fish and chips.
I want some bangers and mash. Anyway, side note. Well, one thing I will say about the album is that I kind of wish that it had the song Skeleton off of one of their, I think it was one of their EPs. I think it was a part of the Helicopter single, potentially. Something like that. Or maybe it was a part of the Little Thoughts EP also. I don't know. But Skeleton, I think, should have been on the album somewhere. But at the same time, I understand why it wasn't. But Skeleton's such a good song. It should go back to the streaming services if it was ever on streaming services at
Is it
all at
not on
any
them?
point in time. No, it isn't.
Dang.
I had to track it down like
Maybe this album needs a
through like
re-release.
I mean don't get me wrong, it's
Another
on
one.
YouTube. You catch it in various multiple like speeds because nobody apparently has the song done right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
Got to
like a
avoid
weird anomaly.
copyright by upping the pitch and
No,
slowing the
no, no.
speed.
The worst part is that this is done in like they did it like this wasn't like a thing they accidentally did, to avoid copyright. No, this was done intentionally. Some of the speed altering
Interesting.
because other people would remix it or remake the song and be like a little bit faster and whatever. It's a really weird case, actually. You'll say that.
Interesting.
I had chosen this album because I hadn't listened to the whole thing in years, but I feel like after listening to it, I've made an accidentally allusion to Sour.
Oh no. What'd you do?
Well, I mean, like the whole album is chock full of like failed relationships and people.
It's a breakup album.
It is not a breakup album. And I say this because the price of gasoline. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me at least, this was like a comfort album of the sorts, mostly because of the songs that I liked from it. I still find it incredibly creative, even if I didn't like all the songs in it. And I also found out it's really difficult to discuss an album you like if you listen to the like a handful of the songs so often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have that a bit of that trouble going forward, but we'll see. But for now,
All right. All right.
track by track
This is good.
breakdown.
Like eating glass.
Like eating glass.
It's a yeah, like eating glass. It's a house and it's cold.
It's a house and it's cold. Yeah.
Yes. This is actually one of my favorite songs. I always thought that the whole like it's so cold in this house. It's kind of was like referring to anxiety to some extent.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of
that
like
was my idea.
there seems to be a lot of like lyrical and I guess to a degree instrumental like representations of like feelings on this album, you know? Cuz it's very heavy instrumentally and of course this depends on the song, but there's a lot of metaphors, I guess,
I
you
like
know?
how visceral it can be sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Something I noted was the lead vocalist is really hard to understand, probably from a combination of his dialect and the mixing of the instruments and the vocals. But like it's he still like conveys like the feelings of what he's saying. And when you actually like look into the lyrics, you're like, oh, that's kind of something, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
The song isn't like very structured. It kind of feels like it's just like a jam session after a bit, but like if that's what you're looking for, it's really good.
I will say this. Lyrically, a lot of the songs in this album are very ambiguous to some extent.
Yeah. Also, this
Yeah,
song, Like Eating Glass, appears in Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, apparently. It's a video game.
interesting. Helicopter.
Helicopter. It's the
Guitar Hero
fourth
3.
single. Yes, it's in Guitar Hero 3, as well as FIFA '06 and Burnout Revenge. Helicopter was, as far as I could tell, the fourth single released in exclusively in the US, but it was released as their fourth overall single in the UK before the album came out. I
Guitar
really
Hero
like
3.
how the guitars sound on this one. You know?
I just like the riff. The
Really?
riff is good.
Mm,
I like the riff. It's also almost like a wall of sound towards the end.
yeah. This one's definitely more structured than the last one, and it works really well. And apparently, people think it's written about George Bush, but apparently it's not. It's about the lead vocalist. He wrote it about himself, but people were like, "It's
Songs,
about George Bush."
songs. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
multiple meanings. Positive tension.
Positive Tension, the first single released from the album, which was part of a double A side.
Really?
Yes,
What was the
the
other A
first
side?
single was a double. So here we are.
Ah, okay,
Yes,
okay.
the intro on this one is like kind of creepy, you know. But it's not something I've ever really heard before in a song. I like it, and like all the electronic elements in it are really good.
I thought that this song was a little bit of a slow burner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said the electronic elements give it kind of like a spacey feel, like some kind of like '90s David Bowie song, you know, which is ironic you call it a slow burner because he has the song "Slow Burn." Haha, though that's a 2000s David Bowie song. But yeah, it seems like it's very frustrated, you know. And honestly, every song so far gives that kind of feel, but that's probably just like the genre, you know, the post punk revival genre. Just very gives a very frustrated feeling with the vocal delivery and the instrumentation and stuff.
Yeah, I would agree with that to some extent, actually. I feel like the first 2 minutes are okay, but it all pays off with the end. And the shift around like 2:30 and the song makes the entire song worth it.
Yeah,
Banquet.
Banquet, the second
The
overall single released by the band, but this version on the album is a re-recording that was also the second single from the album.
It's a re-recording?
Yes, a
I
re-record.
didn't even know.
Yeah, I think their first couple singles were re-recorded and put on the album, and some of them were released as singles again, like this one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and this song is apparently in Life is Strange 2, which I think is coming out on Nintendo Switch later this year, and it's also in Watch Dogs Legion. So lots of songs on this album are in video games apparently.
Man, I haven't started Legion yet. That's a surprise to me at least.
Yeah.
I like the song, but it's not really my favorite.
Yeah, I don't think I was huge on it. I Cuz the only thing I wrote was I like the outro. Why is that
I
the only
wrote
thing I
this.
wrote?
I wrote this. I like it, but I rarely come back to this song.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine.
Blue Light.
Blue Light, a sudden softer song.
I like almost all of the song except for the bridge.
Mm,
I really don't like that bridge.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
wasn't for me.
don't remember it very well. I think I like the song overall. Everything like up to this point was starting to like blend together because it was that frustrated, you know, really heavy feeling kind of thing. And like this slower song like broke up the monotony. But it's kind of short given that it's one of the few songs on this album in the style.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like, in my opinion, the softer songs are surprisingly like just a generic statement. I feel like the softer songs in the album are very well for the most part.
Mm, I don't know if I fully agree with that, but they're
Some of
okay.
them, some of them.
Yeah.
Uh,
This one was good.
Blue Light, yeah. I'll say more about that later.
Yeah.
She's hearing voices.
She's hearing voices. The debut single from the band. Wait, no. That's a lie. Yes. Debut single from the band, but this version is a re-recording as well.
God, I didn't even notice that. I wouldn't have known
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. This
I
version was not released as a single, but the
mm,
original was.
I don't like the song till the second
Really?
half. I didn't like it until the second half, but even that wasn't like enough for me to like actually like it.
Bro, I love this song. Like this is my
Red pill,
favorite
blue
song on the
pill,
album.
red pill.
Blue pill, red
I
pill.
don't like it. I don't like it.
I love it,
Whenever he
honestly.
starts saying red pill, blue pill.
The harmonies on that part almost sound like Talkbox, but I'm pretty sure it's not. And like the
No, it's a.
vocal sound on the whole track is really cool. I dig the hell out of it. I also just love songs that are about crazy people. You know?
I said this person is scary.
Oh yeah, apparently I think it's about a person with schizophrenia, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I wrote this down. I actually checked the lyrics on this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I checked the lyrics on all of them because I could hardly understand them. Going back
I
to
don't
David
blame you.
Bowie, he also wrote a lot of songs about crazy people, and honestly, yeah, a lot of stuff on this album gives me '90s David Bowie vibes, but especially the vocals at like the end of this song give that '90s David Bowie feel. This is definitely my favorite on the album. In fact, I even
Mm,
added it to my liked songs on Spotify, and it's the only song on the album that I did that for.
wow.
Yeah,
I will say this: the solo tone reminds me of the Rapture a little bit, but the Rapture is another. But I wouldn't say they're post punk, but they're definitely more dance oriented.
yeah.
This Modern Love,
This Modern Love. Speaking of David Bowie, a song with Modern Love in the title.
Jump Right, Jump Left. I thought it was stupid. I thought him yelling that was stupid.
Yeah,
I know why he said it, and it makes sense like lyrically why he would do that, but I did not like it. I find that to be the only negative part of the song.
I think after
Also,
yeah,
money, it's a gas.
money it's gas, especially if you're spending money on gas. But yeah,
It goes both ways.
after she's hearing voices, I was like really like digging the album kinda. I was like really into it, even though before Blue Light it was getting kind of like samey and stuff. But yeah, I think this one's really fun, but not like super notable compared to other songs on the album.
I said overall, pretty solid song.
Yes.
Here are my side. Here are my thoughts on side A. I feel like the first five songs are an incredible run for the album. When I first chose this, I didn't really think of this album as like a thing about relationships the whole way through. I knew that there were a couple songs in here that were very much about other people, but I didn't really think about the like it being really tied to relationships based on the stuff I listened to. And I probably have enough to win a game of Go Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
the Pioneers.
Pioneers. Is it Pioneers or is it The Pioneers?
Well, on Spotify it says the
Spotify
Pioneers,
has The Pioneers,
so
but everywhere else I found just said Pioneers. Like Wikipedia, Genius just said Pioneers. This is the third single from the album. I like how this genre of music really like emphasizes, you know, letting out frustration, but this still has lyrics like "it's all under control" and "breathe in, breathe out" repeated over and over again at certain points.
oh yeah.
So it's that like kind of contradiction that like, oh yeah, it sounds frustrated, but it's trying to like get a hold of itself, you know.
Mm. I looked the lyrics and I realized it was about war.
War, yeah, because they
And
say, wait, is this the one where they say war over and over again?
no, that's actually the next song.
Okay,
I only like the chorus musically, apparently. I mean, I get that. I still like the song, but I'm now realizing, in terms of like, as like a whole, I think the songwriting isn't as strong as the other songs, or
yeah,
at least the first couple.
yeah, I kind of feel the
Other parts are
same
okay.
way. I kind of feel the same way on this one as I did for the last song. Like I dig the energy of it, but it's not very notable, especially for a single.
Yeah, the price of gasoline.
The price of gasoline or price of gas. Like weird how
Either way, it's
there's two
expensive.
songs in a row that have variations on their titles, you know, because it's
Nobody can make up their mind.
On Spotify it's the price of gasoline and everywhere else it's just price of gas.
And some say maybe in the UK they have it as the bloody price of gas.
The bloody price of gas. You
I
know,
like the riff in the chorus.
you know the irony is the price of gas is in fact not rising. It's actually going down after the shenanigans that happened last month. It was in the upper 270s when I was coming back from the beach last week, and now it's like 258. It's crazy.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
Yeah, gas is going down.
Gas is going down. Good for everybody else, but bad for my point. The war part, I actually do not like. I actually do not like when like chants and music and or like sing-alongs or whatever. I think Todd in the Shadows did was it Train Records on fucking The Clash,
Yeah.
the last album, and it was like all like sing-songy with the like part of this brings out We Are the Clash, and I absolutely like I hate any song that does it, and I still hear songs to this day like modern day songs that still do that, or it's
Mm,
like a heartland rock almost in a weird way where it's like an anthem of some sorts. I fucking hate
I
music
think
like that
that can be
actually.
done well. I think that can be done very well in the
I
right circumstances, but I feel like older artists were able to consistently do it better.
I feel like it could only be done in like a live setting, and that would be when it's appropriate. I feel
Yeah, yeah, that's
because
fair.
that would be the context of it, and that would make so much sense.
It
But like if you're doing
definitely,
it like a recording of it and it's like a studio recording and you have that shit on it,
yeah,
why?
it doesn't lend
Why?
itself to this genre very well either.
The song doesn't really do anything for me, but
Yeah,
I
same
enjoyed
here.
it. I enjoyed it a little bit when the guitar came in, and that was about it. A little bit more, but it wasn't much more.
Yeah.
Little thoughts.
Little Thoughts, the third overall single from the band. So technically the first single from the album, but it was a US exclusive track until the album was re-released.
It starts off as a shitty low quality MP3 from LimeWire.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't stop me from liking the song though.
Yeah, I like the instrumentation on it. It's not like quite as heavy as previous tracks, but not like as much softer as like Blue Light was.
Yeah, I think the only reason why I like the song so much is because I decided that since I had like a DLC of it or whatever on Rocksmith, I decided to like play it and learn it, and it's probably the only reason why I enjoy the song as much as I do.
Yeah, I feel like it stuck out more than the past couple tracks.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they left this song off the album originally. I can't imagine. I feel like the album's a little bit better with it
Yeah.
in terms of pacing because without it, it goes straight to so here we are, and I feel like that's really strange from the price of
Yeah.
gasoline to just there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's point A to point B, so here we are.
Yeah. So here we
So here we
are.
are.
Yeah, it's the first single, the other side of the double A side with Positive Tension. And I don't know if this is disrespectful to say, but U2 vibes.
I like it. I don't
Really?
have any problems with it. I don't have any problems. I actually like
Okay.
so here we are.
I didn't know if it was rude to say it gives me U2 vibes.
Nah, I
It's
don't really
it's
care.
it's
You two,
very different from the
is
rest of
it
the album.
early U two or is it
I don't
post two
know.
thousands U two?
No, it's early U2.
Okay, okay, then
It's
we're okay.
peak
We're
U2.
okay.
Okay, yeah, it's very different from the rest of the album. I'll say it's a very good U2 song, but I don't know that it's a very good Block Party song.
I have no idea. I mean, I guess it works in the album,
I
like
guess.
the U.S. version at least.
Yeah.
It's a song about ecstasy.
Yeah, I remember reading that, but I didn't note about it.
I feel like this is a mark in the album where like the lyrics are more unusually reflective,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. The next couple are like that.
and it's also another soft song to break the monotony of the other fast ones that have recently like made its like rotation. I guess like the last three songs I'd say are pretty fast.
Somewhat.
Luno,
Luno.
the second half of the song I like. And
Yeah, yeah,
the problem is that the first half's purpose is to exist so that the second half exists.
yeah. I wrote that I like the outro of it, but the rest is kind of eh. You know? I feel like it blends together with earlier songs.
Yeah, and I'm noticing that like huge part of the album for me at least is like the first half only exists so that the second half can like bloom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
also
that's a
the
good
drummer
way
is
to
very
put
good.
it. I didn't really think about that.
The drummer is very good.
Yeah, I try to think
Very
of
very good.
songs as like whole units, you know, but there definitely are times when like parts of it are better than other parts.
Yeah, it's really weird because like the songwriting's all over the place if you think about it arrangement wise, but like they know how to write a good second half.
Yeah.
Plans.
Plans, another softer song vocally at least. But I think the electronic elements really work on this one. I like it
I
better than a lot of
hate
songs on the album.
I hate the synth. I hate the synth. I
Really?
hate the synth. Yeah, I do not like the
I feel
synth
like the
in it.
songs that were more synth heavy are the songs I liked more.
I did well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think well, I don't know how often they use synths in this. It all sounded very just organic instruments as far as I know. But I will say, like once I noticed the synth, I did not like it. But I like the beginning of the song. Don't get me wrong. And I feel like the rest of the song does not live up to the intro.
See, I said it was another great outro with a really excellent lead guitar solo on it.
I didn't even write anything about the guitar solo.
Yeah, yeah.
Not this time. I said also the chance from Price of Gasoline make a comeback and it's terrible.
Do they? Interesting. I did
I
not
don't
notice
know.
that. Yeah, and colorful lyrics.
I forgot what the lyrics were about
I
actually.
I did too, but I wrote colorful lyrics, so we're sticking with that.
Compliments.
Compliments.
Actually, I think depending on the day, this could actually be my favorite song off the album.
Really? That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the ambient intro, and I don't know what it is, but the high pitched beat that's probably cymbals or something during the first verse is like really annoying. I think it's really annoying.
I'll say this. This year of all the songs I've listened to, I think I've listened to this song probably the most.
That's interesting. Yeah, the high pitched beat gets like quieter in the rest of the song though, or maybe the rest of the instruments get louder and it kind of faded in. But either
I
way, it
think
evens out.
I think it's because maybe, well, I forget if it actually switches to an actual like not I was about to say guitar, drum.
Yeah, it probably
Because
does.
I know it sounds like it's using like some sort of sample drums or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it evens out as the song goes through. I think it's an odd choice for a final song, but I do like the vocal harmony that's delivery on it. Kind of wanted something heavier to end the album on, given how it started though.
I mean, lyrically, I think it's heavy enough to end. Personally,
Yeah,
yeah, at least lyrically,
I can't
it's good enough
recall.
for
I
it to
can't
end.
recall the lyrics.
Basically, the monotony of like just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, that's thematically that's pretty cool to end on.
Like it may not have much going on musically, like throughout the entire song, also,
Yeah,
but for me, it works very well as a closer. And I can see like but how people wouldn't like the song because of the whole compared to every other song. There's so much that goes on and adds more, where this one just kind of stays in its own place. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still adds
yeah,
elements, but it's very much it's exactly as the lyrics imply, the monotony of like going through life and getting from point A to point B all the time.
yeah.
Every time is the last time.
Oh, yeah, the
Now,
zeroth track that you made me listen to because it
yes,
wasn't on Spotify. Yeah. So how does this work again? How does
I'm talking about it. It's instrumental. I'm still talking about it.
Okay,
That's
okay.
all I have to say about it.
That's fine.
It's slow.
That's fine. Chill out.
That's
Jesus.
those are my notes. Those are
Chill.
my
Okay,
notes. That's
chill.
all I have to
Chill. What's
say.
happening? What's happening?
Nothing. Nothing's
Do you
happening.
need to breathe?
I know. No, it was a bit.
Okay. How did they do a zeroth track?
Well, basically, you put it at the beginning of the album. I don't know how you do it, but you do it, and you put in the CD, and you press backwards on a CD player, and it will go back to track 0.
Yeah, you when you told me about this, I was like, that's really cool how they did that. Like I haven't really heard of. Apparently, other people do this, but I haven't really heard of like anyone doing something like
Black Midi
this.
did it recently.
Yeah, I can't imagine how it would work nowadays, though. Given
It would well.
like
It's
eventually, no one's gonna use CDs anymore, and that's the
yeah,
inevitability of
and
it. So like, it would be impossible to do something like that on digital release.
oh yeah. But I think it would be kind of incredible because like think about how much music will be missing because the platform dies or like the format I mean
Yeah, yeah.
dies.
But yeah, it is a really cool. I like how they did it. It's a very ambient song. I like it. It's wildly different from everything else on the album, but like I do like my fair share of ambient music.
I feel like it works better as like an ending, like an actual like
Yes.
cuz after compliments and you just have silence and just ambience. That I think that fits better with the whole idea of like silent alarm, even the title and even
Yeah.
like the album cover. I think this not being in the album itself is kind of strange the more I think about it. Because I think it should have been. Even though it's a really slow song.
Yeah.
My general thoughts on this, I will say for side B, I like the first half more, but I feel pretty indifferent about the second half. Regardless if I like the songs in the second half. The album as a whole is an okay. It's an okay experience, but it does run its course of being kind of samey, sort of,
Yeah.
at least with the first half. So, uh, if you were to listen to a part of the album, I'd say the first 4 or 5 songs.
Mm, yeah. I thought it was all right. I'm sure it's better for those who are like really into this style of music, that post-punk revival, but I'm kind of not, you know? Like there were definitely some songs that stood out more than the others, like She's Hearing Voices and Little Thoughts, at least in my opinion, apparently. But
I liked Little Thoughts.
but
Say
most of the
that.
album did kind of blend together for me as well. I feel like the energy could have been dispersed a little better between like the heavier and softer songs, but I like that even the softer songs maintained like that loud instrumentation.
Yeah. Overall, I'll give this album like a 7.5.
I won't give it a number
I don't give
because
things
I don't
numbers.
need to confine myself to your numerical standards, society.
Anyway, transition. You know what? You know what? To actually properly end this off, I'll say this about it. What happened to your music block party? Why is it whenever I go to Google I search up your name, and it says what happened to Block Party.
I mean, maybe they're just
Are
not.
Block Party still together?
Maybe they're
Why
just
did
not
Block Party
popular
break
anymore.
up?
I mean, the same could be
Uh,
asked about any like older artist, even from like that era or before, that broke up at one point and maybe got back together, or maybe never got back together. I don't know. But like everyone has a peak, and maybe their peak was their debut.
That was really unfortunate. But I also say this: apparently, two of the band members left because of like years of arguments and alleged incident involving cocaine.
What? Those things never happen in bands.
What's that? Cocaine and good music? Fleetwood
Cocaine?
Mac would be damned.
Cocaine and arguments between band members? I've never heard of these things happening in
I
between
don't know.
members of a
I must be
band.
blind. I must be blind and deaf.
And dumb?
Uh, and dead.
No.
Anyway, come back next week for more ramblings about people.
But we're not done.
What? Wait, there's more?
Yes, there's yes, there's more. We
Oh
gotta
God.
give music recommendations.
Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot about that. You know what? Go fucking listen to Death Grips or something.
Death Grips?
I was listening to On GP. On GP got recommended to me today. Yeah, today's Friday, and you know what? Wherever I live, Friday is when I get my Discovery Weekly. Shut up. So I got On GP on my Discovery Weekly today.
On GP'd by Death Grips.
Yes, On
Got it.
GP by Death Grips.
Well, my recommendation is a new song from Styx. It's called Save Us From Ourselves. It's from their new album, Crash of the Crown. It's not a single, but it's my favorite song on the album. I'm not huge on the album overall, but there are a few standout tracks, and that is definitely one of them. So yeah, Save Us From Ourselves by Styx. Very good. Well,
Yeah.
this has been on a Friday. Next week I'm picking the album, and I'll probably pick something older, more than likely. And
All right.
yeah, so if you don't have anything else to say, freaking
Ahem.
end the podcast.
Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you please. Oh wait, I fucked it
Andrew
up.
Andrew is over here
Yeah.
ripping off other
Hey, listen.
content
I'm
creators,
completely
other
original.
album reviewers,
This is
and
my
I'm not happy about it.
completely. This is my completely original review character, Anthony Blantano. You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit up that link or subscribe to my channel.
I'm editing this out.
Anthony Blantano forever.
I'm editing this out.